This is probably the last thing I will write, so I want to put down as clearly as I possibly can what I have found to be good and useful in the practice of alchemy, and by extension, in creative work and life. I do this in the hope that I will come across this book the next time around and save myself some time getting started again. In the meantime, I believe these are ideas and practices useful for artists and makers who may wish to use their creating as a way of making change in worlds, both inner and outer. This book will guide you through the inner alchemical practices such as meditation, visualization, and dream work, while the practical experiments described will ground you in alchemical theory. Most importantly, this book will show you how you can use your art practice as an alchemical practice. Pared down to the essentials, I give no specific cultural, religious, or mythic framework with which to work, except as an example or illustration. Consider these practices as nests in which to structure and imagine your work. I leave it to you to work out the details. It is all an experimental work in progress, my exploration of alchemy. But what I present here are all true, attested statements. All, if implemented in a practice, any practice, will enhance and charge that practice. This impulse to compose and recompose is the alchemical impulse, to want or need to change, transform, transfigure, or transmute in an ascent from the imperfect to the perfect, from ignorance to wisdom, to the betterment of self, community, and world. This is alchemy, as this book will show. Alchemy is the art and science of bringing something to its final perfection. Your understanding of this definition will deepen as you continue listening. To give a complete historical account of alchemy's development is not what this book is about, but suffice it to say that Western alchemy has its more than 2,000-year-old roots in Greco-Roman alchemy and the philosophies of Alexandria, Egypt. Moving from there to Byzantium, it developed a more philosophical nature and material uses such as the incendiary weapon Greek fire, an early form of napalm. With the rise of Islam and its embrace of learning and the sciences, alchemy evolved further, both as a spiritual quest as well as, or as part of, a material quest. To know the world of creation is to come closer to the Creator. This is the alchemy that entered Europe in the 12th century through Andalusia and Sicily, according to textual tradition. There are indications that alchemical practice, the techniques of alchemy, arrived around the 9th century, as evidenced by the Mappae Clavicula, an artist's manual that contains much from the Greco-Roman tradition, particularly from the 4 books of Pseudo-Democritus. This tradition continues in the early works of medieval and Renaissance art manuals. Alchemy in the early centuries in the West was mainly focused on transmutation and questions concerning the nature of matter, with some elements of inner aspects. These inner aspects were mostly subsumed into the religious practices, rituals, and prayer of the individual alchemist in question, with the material demonstrations in the laboratory affirming their philosophical and theological worldview.
To keep listening to this audiobook for free, click the link in the description. It will take you to a free Audible trial where you can listen to this and many other books for free for 30 days.